The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Today, I've prepared the topic on Oriental medication. Do you know what is Oriental medication? On the show, I've brought along guests who are going to help us understand more about Oriental medication. I'd like them to introduce themselves. Welcome, guest.
Yes, hello viewers. My name is Simba Vincent, and today I'm privileged to be here to share on Oriental medication. Be ready just to sit and relax to get more insights about Oriental medication. Thank you.
You're welcome, Vincent.
Thank you very much, our host. My name is Jacob Kimenya Philip, one of the Catch Power Head Office staff, and I'm very happy to share about our company today, more specifically on the Oriental medication. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So we've heard about Western medication, we have heard about herbal medication, but a lot of people don't know about Oriental medication. What is Oriental medication?
Thank you very much, our host. It's good to make this clear that in this world, we have three types of medication. Mm-hmm. The first one is the Western medication. Mm-hmm. We have the traditional medication, mm-hmm. and we have the alternative medication. Mm-hmm. Now, under the alternative medication mm-hmm. is where we find the Oriental medicine. Mm-hmm. This is a program or a medicine that does not involve the conventional way. Mm-hmm. That is the use of drugs, mm-hmm. surgery, mm-hmm. blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But we use alternative like massage, mm-hmm. acupuncture, mm-hmm. just to mention but a few. Yeah.
Thank you so much. When you say Oriental medication is different from the Westernized medication, what do you mean, Mr. Vincent?
Okay, thank you, our host, once again. Mm-hmm. I think from the beginning, my friend has highlighted the difference between Western medication and complementary and alternative medication. But up to this time, I would like us to get the difference between Western medication and Eastern medication, because those are the two major broad categories of medication which are prevailing in this world. When we talk of Western medication, this is the modern way of treating people, whereby you have to visit an hospital, you get the diagnosis of a given symptom, you be given or you get administered with some medications, maybe painkillers, such as stuff, you get it. But the difference here comes when we talk of Western medication, whereby the Western medication aims at giving the body the natural ability to heal by itself, by trying by all means possible to avoid giving chemicals onto your body. Yes.
Thank you for that. You've said it has the difference, and you don't use medicine, so it's different from the Western. Is this a hospital or something?
Okay. Thank you once again. This is a type of health center. It is not an hospital, whereby we don't admit patients for inpatient services. Once you visited our center, we just consider your case by looking at the physical signs. And here we are going to consider pain which you are experiencing. Number two, after considering your pain, we consider your age. If you are so elderly or if you are so young, we always advise that you be with somebody who is going to aid you, because our aim is to reinstate your body's ability to heal by itself. And by doing so, we will have avoided the use of medication. Yes.
Nice. So if you're not a hospital, you're just a center, and one needs to have a need, then are you only relying on the information that the patient is going to give you, or how do you go about it, Mr. Jacob?
Oh, that is a very good question. Number one, Oriental medicine majorly depends on the information from the Western medication, because we don't do the test. So what happens, like if a patient has a problem with spine, he has to be diagnosed by the orthopedic. Maybe they do what we call MRI or X-ray. Then we use the same information to help this client. If it is the problem with the spine, we are able to learn where the problem is, because that is not our department. So what we do is that we get the information from the Western medication officers, then we are using the same information to help the client. Yes.
In most cases, when it comes to westernized medication, you'll find that you have cases of misdiagnosis. What if this person comes to you with the misdiagnosis file? What will happen, Vincent?
Okay, that is something which is so much philanthropic, and we need not to assume on it. You know, what happens in the Western medical field is that there is what we call empirical therapy. Empirical therapy, it is just looking at somebody and you make guesses. You know, it is not correct. You make guesses. For example, I present a sign, maybe it is pain. And this pain, it is caused maybe because of ectopic pregnancy. Once you presented this sign, I, as a doctor or as a nurse, I should administer painkillers to you, which is not correct. Are you seeing? So we tended to say that the information itself from the Western medication, it is not reliable. Why? Some other problems originate from inside organs. So once we've come up with a pseudo theory to help us manage the internal body organs, then we will be in a better position to use this information from the medical doctor or the medical practitioner to help this client recover from the problem that he or she is undergoing. Yes.
Okay, given that, and you've said you're not going, so does that mean when Mr. Jacob, you'd mentioned that you rely on analysis from the Western medication, do you work hand in hand with the Western medication?
Yeah, that's a very good question. That is true that in our facilities, we even attend to those nurses, and we have several testimonies that come along with, with the same. Because when we talk of Oriental, we are talking about the Eastern medication. And in this case, the practitioners use natural forms of treatment that typically include herbs, acupuncture, massage, and all that. So in case a patient has been misdiagnosed, we just use the natural ability. So it doesn't matter if it is a problem with the spine, we can just do the massage. So once we administer the massage, the client's body becomes well. So we don't need to fear anything about it. And we recommend, because there are some chronic problems that cannot be cured by Western medication. A good example is a spine problem. When you have a mgongo problem, you cannot just swallow pharmaceuticals and tell us that you're okay. Maybe it's a nerve which has been compressed. So what happens to the drugs is that it suppresses the pain, but it has not dealt with the root cause of the problem. Now, when it comes to our side, we deal with the root cause of that problem, and that is the spine alignment. And once your spine is okay, everything will be okay, will work well on your body. Yeah.
So now that you've mentioned that you deal with the root cause of the problem, and it includes of spine alignment,
Yeah.
Does that mean that you narrow down every problem to the spine? Because I understand that the spine being the central nervous system, and you dealing with the root cause of everything, is that the major thing that you major in your center, or how do you go about it now, Mr. Vincent?
Okay, thank you. I think our body is made in a way such that it acts as a sensation or as a whole thing. Here, you've said that the spine, it is part of the central nervous system. It is part of, it is not the central nervous system, it is part of. And when it is part of, the spinal nerves, which forms the stem of the central nervous system, innervate various body organs. And once that innervation has been compressed elsewhere, then there will be no proper communication between the peripheral organs and the central nervous system. Now, according to our Kanban, or according to our health center, we are using a theory which is proven scientifically, because of the efficacy of thermal massage. Once you've pressurized enough, it cannot be able to communicate properly. But once you've come to our center, we use a technique to relieve all the pressures from the nerves. And here, we consider the spine, because it is the one which has got the number of spinal nerves, approximately 33 number. That is why we give it a priority. Yeah, and because of time limitation, we also limit to the spine. Yeah.
You've mentioned something to do with thermal massage or thermal pressure of acupuncture.
Yes.
What is that, Mr. Jacob?
Yeah, that's a good question once again. I want to base my argument on a theory from a philosopher. I just quote his name. Is known as Hippocrates. That is the guy we call the father of medicine. He used a theory of temperament, whereby he says that in his theory that the coldness or the warmth of your body can affect your health. And in this case, we focus on the thermal massage. Now, when we talk of thermal, we say when your body is cold, you suffer from so many diseases. When your body is warm, you experience good health. So that is what we administer in our facility, and we make sure that the equipment that we use there, they have some thermal heat, which stimulates blood circulation. It suppresses the pain, and many other issues like detoxification and all that. You have also asked about the acupressure. Now, our body is made up of acupressure points, about 365. Which are located on our spine. And what happens, once you stimulate those points, the energy is produced. That is the massage. So once you touch those acupoints, they stimulate the body, and the body is able to respond to the harmful problems that come from the air. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that one is so enlightening.
Yeah.
I have this question of asking now. We've only, most of us, you are only aware of the Western medication, and if the Western medication is not working for us, we go for the herbals. And now that we're learning about Oriental medication, why should you advise someone to embrace Oriental medication in the first place, Mr. Vincent?
Okay. I think in the modern world, because of lifestyle and other things, because we are advancing rapidly, these are the reasons as to why we advise people to go for the Oriental medication. It is written, there is no way it is written whereby you visit a hospital and you get a drug which is going to tell you manipulate your body. That one we must agree. There is nowhere. But for Oriental medication, it is going to manipulate your body so that you get the desired effect. Now, here's a scenario. You've got a tilt in your joint. Are you going to administer painkiller so that you return it to the original state? You can't. So you need to go for Oriental medication. And here we forget that physiotherapy itself is part of Oriental medication.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Now, for those people who are saying maybe Oriental medication is it is somehow of jargons, I wanted to create that allusion so that they can understand. I've said the first thing about this as to what we advise people to go for Oriental medication is that it is holistic. Something which is holistic, you hone it. It comes out of you. Now, how do we make it become part of you when you visit our center? We've got machines. These machines, we must train you on how to use them. On how to use them at your home or at your offices. Number two, they have got no side effects on the usage. You realize when we develop a pharmaceutical drug, we must mix chemicals for us to come up with an active ingredient. Those are the ingredients which are added there, they have got no beneficial effect to your body. But when you come to Oriental medication, there is no side effects. There is no chemical which is going to enter your body. And number three, this thing, it is natural. It is natural. You are not going to spend a lot of resources to go and develop or to go and come up with it. Massage. You can massage your body even yourself. You don't need it to go and take some other funny things. Your body itself, it is able to heal by itself. There is this thing by the World Health Organization under the complementary and alternative medication charter. They do say we use the side which is ill to treat the one which is unill. I don't think that you understand what I mean.
Please help us to understand it. When you say that, you use the side that is unwell to heal the side that is unwell. How is that even going to work?
That one has become some ironical in a sense that we might not understand. What I mean is this. When you want to know a certain part of your body is ill, you use the one which is not ill. For example, you've got pain in the knee. You use the other one which has got no pain. Hello? Hope you're getting it. You use the one with pain to diagnose the one without pain, so that you can come onto harmony. And that is why we say the purpose of Oriental medication is this, to restore equilibrium, your balance.
Okay, that is so good and so informative.
Yes.
So when you go out to tell people about Oriental medication, what is the approach that you use, and what are the reactions that you get from outside?
Thank you very much, our host. I will start by quoting the philosopher. And he said, if a patient cannot be cured with medicine, they can be cured with surgery. And if the two doesn't work, then the patient can be cured with heat. And remember, this is what we are focusing on. And if the patient cannot be cured with heat, then it means that patient is incurable. Now, our approach out there, we meet so many patients who have visited so many hospitals, and they complain, no, if I'm coming for the same hospital, then there's no need. I've gone to several. So what is making difference from other hospitals? And then we tell them that our place is their last healing place. They come and try us because sometimes there are some conditions that are discarded from the hospital. A good example is diabetes. A patient may go there in the hospital, they are given medicine, the medicine are not working for them, they start injecting the same, it is not working for them. Finally, they are advised to go for what we call dialysis. Now, when they come to us, we tell them to come and use our products because they are the best in the world. Because number one, there is no side effect. Now, what happens when you use our products is that there is what we call recovery process or healing crisis. It's like a case of a pregnant or expectant mother. When they are about to deliver, there is what they experience, what we call the labor pain. The labor pain does not come to harm them, but to bring a blessing in their life. So when they come to our place, we make sure that after using our massager, because that's our key point, the blood is able to circulate well. There is what we call neutralization. Because of the medicine that they have been using, there are so many toxins in the body. So our products are able to detoxify the same. So they take it with a lot of positivity, and once they use our products, they come out very happy, and they share the same to other patients.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that if you cannot heal with medicine, you can either heal with operation or heat.
Yes.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
But you're going to take a short break.
Yeah.
We'll continue from this. Viewers, you've heard all about Oriental medication and how you're supposed to embrace it and use it in your day-to-day life. You're going to take a short commercial break. We'll continue on after this and continue on sending in your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 244. We'll be back.
Everywhere GBS.
Welcome back, viewers. This is Chungu cha Jamii. Today we are talking about Oriental medication. Before we went on a break, our guests were helping us to understand the difference between Western medication and Oriental medication. We are learning so much. Continue on sending in your comments across all our social media network. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 2144. Before we went on a break, you had mentioned of the way of healing. Now I would want to ask, now that you're in a festive season or a holiday mode, this is the time we want to enjoy ourselves and break all the rules. Among the rules that we break are the way of feeding. We tend to eat a lot of sugary things, a lot of spicy foods, a lot of drinks for those who drink. How does this affect us, Vincent?
In as much as we are saying we should not hypernate from reality part of it, most of the people who have been on our programs before, it is pretty sure that during this festival season, they are going to get back to their status before using our services. You know, here we tend to aim at loss of weight by avoiding some dietary practices whereby we advise you avoid consumption of junky foods. But we can't hide ourselves. We advocate, if indeed you have to take, it is good you have your product. As you feed, you detoxify your body. That is a program that we came up with recently, so that you can acquire your machine, you use it at home, you detoxify, so that you prevent yourself from getting to the original status once you're recovered. Yeah.
So when you say about detoxification,
Yes.
It comes in handy with the things that you eat. We tend to consume a lot of chemicals, and we take a lot of time to get away from these chemicals in our body. So when you say of detoxification, how are we going to detoxify? We're only going to take lemon tea or lemon something. How do you go about it, Mr. Jacob?
Thank you very much for the question. When you talk of detoxification, the food that we are buying from the shops, supermarkets, they are all preserved. So there is a lot of chemicals in there. And there is no such food whereby you can say, now this is pure food, unless it is the natural food that you have grown yourself. But as a catch power company, we have a solution to this, because we cannot run away from buying the food from the shop and the supermarket. Number one is that our massagers are able, have the 14 other minerals that are able to detoxify, and also the far infrared, which detoxifies the body. So once you have taken your Christmas stuff, such as the junk foods and all that, don't fear anything, because we have a solution for you. Because when we talk of Eastern medication, majorly we are focusing on three major things: your mind, body exercise, and massage. Those are the only things that can solve your problem. And if you cannot do that, maybe you cannot do the body exercise, you can use our massager to detoxify the problem that you have in your body. So my recommendation for this festive Christmas holiday is that people should be careful with what they put in their body, because whatever comes into our body determines our health. So make sure you embrace on the three factors that I've mentioned, and if possible, focus on natural foods and the herbs.
Focus on the natural foods and the herbs.
Yeah.
That is why Christmas comes once in a year. So that is when we break all the rules. and so also looking on our kids, you're saying that these exercises and feeding well, it has no age. Everyone should do that. But when we're talking to our kids or when you're going to travel up country, children know that this is the time that we get spoiled. Also the adult know this is the only time we get to enjoy ourselves together with the kids. So we don't get to be so harsh on ourselves when it comes to saying eating healthy. You just break a few rules. So keeping that in mind, what are some of the healthy ways that we should maybe emphasize on or look upon to, Mr. Vincent?
Okay, I think this thing of us breaking the rules once in a year, it has become so common, and it is us who are buying the idea. If you are disciplined, it doesn't cost you anything to be disciplined throughout the year. If you decide to break one rule for today, then you will disobey the entire thing. There is nothing like it is once in a year. If indeed you are disciplined, your health is an asset. You don't need to play with it. What if that one day you are enjoying, it is when you are inputting a lot of diseases. We shall have lost everything instead of salvaging it. So I'm not advising people to enjoy beyond the limits. Enjoy knowing that at the end of it all, the consequences, you shall bear them by yourself. The thing of spoiling people, it has been there. We are not the beginners, or we are not the pioneers. Let's say what is the reality. If indeed you spoil your body with good health, you invest in it, you shall live longer. I always like what our managing director always says while we are serving. You know, service is selling. When we are selling now, that is servicing. He says, if you can't invest in your own health, then you are preparing to go where? To go to somewhere worlds unknown. But we as Catch Power Africa Limited, we've come up with a healing plan such that even if you are enjoying, you want to reward your family an excellent Christmas gift, you can visit our center so that you enjoy in terms of good health. You spoil your people there the right way. Don't spoil your body by spoiling it the correct meaning of spoiling it. Spoil it in a proper and a correct manner.
Thank you for that. When you say we spoil it in a proper manner, I'm trying to understand what is the essence of spoiling it in the first place. So anyway, aside from that, what are the challenges that you face, especially dealing with the elderly? It can be this person has gone through issues with their body. This person has experienced a lot of pain. This person has been in and out of medical places or taking medicines, and they're not seeing changes in their body. Now, facing this person, an elderly more so, or a young mother who has bore a kid with issues, health issues, right? Given that, what are the challenges that you face when they do not want to embrace this kind of healing process?
Okay, thank you very much, our host. We have faced so many challenges from the elderly because as you age, you know, the calcium starts decreasing. So you are likely to develop so many problems in your body. And that is why the average number of people or patients that we have in our facility, most of them are elderly. One factor that is causing all this problem, I said we focus on 3 major factors. Remember that. We talked about mind. When this elderly person or this old mama has got so many stress, that is equal to disease. Okay? Because the word disease comes from when your mind is not at ease. So if your mind is not at ease, then you develop what we call the disease. Now, the other challenge that also we face is also the the economy. Because you find that this client has been going for so many Western medication. He has paid, others have even sold their lands to seek for medication. They have gone to India and many other areas, but they have not gotten the answer. Once they come to us, the first thing we tell them is that they have to believe. You believe, catch power. And once you believe, because healing starts from your mind, you heal 100%. That is point number one. So some of the challenges we face with them is that they complain about the money, you know, the finance. They want to buy the massager, but they also want to pay for the services, but they don't have the ability. Their children have also neglected them. You know, sometimes we tend to forget our parents. So as a young man, you should remember that you were born by a parent. And even if you are enjoying your life, you should remember, and especially at a time like now, this is the best time you should consider your parents. The best gift you can give to your parent is a good health. And you can get them through buying them devices that can bring health to their bodies. So that is the other challenge. The other one is under the negligence. Some parents have been neglected. They are living alone. They cannot do